Alrighty, how's it going? Daniel here. Today we are taking a look at the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This is the graphite color. Of course, we have all the other colors here to unbox, as well as the minis. But we're starting off with this one right here, which you can see the box right there. Very simple, straightforward, same as the 12 Pro. Here we have the color. You can see that there, the graphite. This is the color that I went with my 12 Pro. And I just love this color. I think it's just one of the best colors that Apple has made. It looks really good, and I'm just a huge fan. I mostly like the back more than the sides, because the sides we do have stainless steel. Not a huge fan of how reflective those sides are, but I do know they are more durable than the aluminum, so I am happy with that. Here we have, of course, the front, and let's go ahead and remove this film right here. That's nice. You can see the screen there. Of course, this phone is big, quite big, much bigger than the, of course, iPhone 12 mini, and I haven't gotten to those, so of course this is just a mock-up fake phone right here, but it's the exact same dimensions, so you can see there the size difference between the 12 mini and the Max here. It's just crazy. The mini, I love it, but it is definitely too small for my hands. This is definitely for people with slightly smaller hands, or just if you need something that's more pocketable. This thing is tiny. This is quite the opposite. This is a little bit too big. Even though I do have slightly large hands, this is quite a big device that I definitely wouldn't recommend to most people, mainly because you're gonna have to carry this around everywhere. So it's not gonna fit in pant pockets, at least not most pant pockets. It's gonna take up quite a bit of space in, you know, your purse, your satchel, what have you. Now, in case you're wondering, the size here between the 12 Pro Max, the 12 Pro, there you can see that there. In the box here, of course, you are just going to get a USB-C to Lightning right there. You're not going to get a power adapter, of course, we know that. You're just going to get here your SIM eject tool and then an Apple sticker. And that's just about it. That's all that is in that box. So again, $1,100 plus tax. Now let's go ahead and move on to the cases here, so you can see the device with some cases. Feel free to skip around, but I have quite a few cases, and I do want to show them all, or most of them, just because I think it helps. So here we have this Pitaka Aramid fiber case that I've shown on the other devices a couple weeks ago. You can see that there. I think this looks really, really good, just because it kind of mats everything out and gives it that sleek look. It's also a very thin case, and you can see that there. Definitely not a case for protecting your phone, because this would, if you dropped it, you would really mess up the phone. So more of a stylish case than anything. Let me go ahead and actually just add in how it looks here with the wallet case. You can see that. Very small compared to the actual phone itself. When we put it on the 12 Pro, you'll see there it fits a little bit more snug, and then if we were to put it on the mini, it would fit exactly to the same size of the phone. So that's something you can compare to there. That would be the size, or at least the width, of the 12 mini, which we'll be taking a look at. Let's check out Apple's leather case. There you can see that. This is personally one of the cases that I've gone with, so I have this one for my phone, and I'll be making a video on this. I quite like it. And I'm just hoping, you know, for it to darken over time, which I'll be showing in the future video. In just a week of usage almost, it has darkened on my phone, but you can see that there. Some people have been wanting to see this from the front. You can see that there. This case and the silicone case from Apple don't have like a lip over, like coming over in this direction, so it doesn't cover the aluminum on the side, so you see some reflection there on the aluminum. A little bit hard to see, a little bit easier to see with the other colors, but worth noting, this is going to show that a little. It does still, of course, protect the front of the phone if you were to place it on a desk or anything. Now we have this kind of frosted case. It has a blue accent to it. I had a black one for the 12 Pro, which I really like. And you can see that there. It would cover your ports and everything. You can't really see the stainless steel here as much as you can with Apple's cases, just because of the way that they're designed. But I mean, just kind of giving you an overall look of how these phones are going to look with different cases. Obviously, you're not going to go with any of these cases, but just showing you, just in case it helps somehow. But again, as far as maneuvering this device, it is a little bit tougher than the normal 12 Pro. It's just big, you know? It'd be great if I didn't have to carry it in my pocket, but in my pocket, it does suck. And one of the things to keep in mind is if you're gonna put a slightly big case on this phone, it's gonna make it much larger than what it actually is, right? So you're actually carrying an even larger phone. And the fact that it's larger than last year's Max is something to also consider. If you had it last year, know that this one's a little bit bigger than last year's as well. The same way that the 12 Pro is bigger than the 11 Pro from last year. So here's a slightly bulkier case. You can see that there now, me holding it. It's definitely a little bit bulky there, and hard to reach places, you know? I have to move around or either use two hands, so that's something. And I did not put the case on right, but it doesn't matter, just showing y'all how it looks there. And this one, of course, protects the front and the back, so it's a little bit rugged. And you can see that there, so let's move on. Now here we have a slim case, so this is something if you do want to keep the size down since it's already too big, you'd want to put something like this on. This is from the folks over at Totally, and these do a really great job of just protecting it from when you put it on a table or something so that sand or anything doesn't scratch it. And it's still keeping it very nice and thin and matting out the finish in the back so that it doesn't feel all dirty on the sides too with the stainless steel from the kind of grippiness that it has. You can see that there with the blue case. All right, so here's also a thin case, a little bit thicker. So this is a little bit of a thicker plastic. This one, interestingly, does show that stainless steel around the edges. Hopefully you can see that. I don't think you can see it very well. Sorry for the fingerprints. You can kind of see that the thing does reflect a little bit around the edges. So you can see that graphite coming through the case. It's not super noticeable, but definitely noticeable. If you had gold or blue, you'd be able to see a little bit of that. So definitely worth noting. And that's how that looks here with a all black case. And last but not least, let's just go with something a little bit thicker. I know I've seen people use these types of cases before. So just to show y'all how that looks, just one more. This has like a ring on it, so you hold it and you can see the front here, more colorful than the other ones. And I mean, that pretty much concludes this part. One of the things that I do want to show you is how it looks while talking and texting from a slight distance. So let me go ahead and turn on the second camera here. And then you can see the phone here. I'll actually compare it to my normal 12 Pro. I don't know if you want to see how it looks there if you were texting or something, the size difference, just me holding this versus holding that. Let me put them away a distance. Can you even tell how difference? I think you can kind of tell. Like, let me show you here in different lighting how this looks. So you can see it reflects everything so nicely. I'm a huge fan of this graphite color. And then if we're talking on the phone, this is how it looks compared to my head. So you can see the size of the phone. So I don't know. It definitely looks big. It definitely feels big in my hand. That's something. It feels like I'm more prone to dropping this phone than my 12 Pro just because of the size. But it would be great to have just so you can watch movies and stuff. And here it is texting. Something that I definitely would have to use both hands. I wouldn't feel comfortable with just one hand because I would risk dropping it more easily. But if you have larger hands, I think it's a really great phone. That pretty much concludes this quick unboxing and just showing you guys the graphite color on the 12 Pro Max. Again, really great phone, and I am stoked to check out how, you know, it compares to the other ones just in terms of like watching stuff and everything, because it is a little bit larger than even last year's 11 Pro Max. But thanks for watching this video. Make sure to check out the other unboxings, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.